So, you've got a great idea, a real game changing concept that you just feel could be something special. But the big question is always how do you take that spark in your mind and turn it into a real breathing business? Well, that's exactly what we're going to map out right now.
I mean, we've all been there, right? That light bulb moment. You see a problem and you have the perfect solution. It's exciting, it gets the adrenaline pumping. But then what? What's the next step?
Exactly. The traditional next step is to sit down and write this massive 50-page business plan. And let's be honest, that can feel like you're about to climb a mountain. It's so intimidating that it's often the very thing that stops a great idea dead in its tracks. But what if there was another way? What if you could map out the entire story of your business on just one page? Well, that is the magic of the business model canvas. Think of it as a strategic tool that lets you visualize, design, and even evolve your idea in a really simple, structured way. It's not a static document. It's a living, breathing blueprint.
You see, the canvas is brilliant because it organizes all your thoughts around three fundamental questions. First up, desirability. Do people actually want this thing? Second, feasibility. Can you realistically build it and deliver it? And third, the big one, viability. Can it actually make money? So let's start with the one that matters most.
All right, let's dive into desirability. This is truly the heart of your business. It's all about your customers and the value you create just for them. Honestly, if you get this part wrong, nothing else really matters. First up, your customer segments. And here's maybe the most important rule of business. You cannot be everything to everyone. It just doesn't work. This is where you get laser focused on exactly who you're helping. Okay, let's use an example. Let's say our big idea is an indoor plant subscription box. Our customer segments wouldn't just be people who like plants. No way. We'd get specific. City dwellers in small apartments. Or how about nervous new plant owners who are terrified of killing them? Or maybe even people just looking for a really unique recurring gift. You see how specific and different each of those groups is? So, once you know who you're serving, you've got to define what you're offering them. This is your value proposition. It's the core reason a customer is going to choose you over a competitor. It's the thing that solves their problem or satisfies their need. So, for our plant box, the value isn't just plants. It's curated, hard-to-kill plants perfect for small spaces. See? That speaks directly to our city dwellers. It's monthly care guides and support that calms the fears of our new plant owners. And it's convenient home delivery, which, let's face it, everybody loves. Now, this right here, this connection between your customer segments and your value propositions, this is it. This is the single most important fit you need to find in your business. Who are they, and what do you give them that they find truly valuable? Nail this, and you're on your way. Okay, next up, channels. Just think of these as the pathways to your customer. How are they going to find out about you in the first place, and how are you going to physically deliver your awesome product to them? For our plant box, our channels would probably be our website and social media ads for awareness, and then, of course, the delivery service that actually brings the box to their door. And customer relationships, that defines the type of interaction you'll have. So if channels are the pathway, this is kind of the vibe of the conversation along the way. Is it totally automated and self-service like a vending machine, or is it super personal like a concierge? For our plant box, we might build an online community forum, creating a supportive, engaging relationship with our customers. Okay, so we've just mapped out the entire customer-facing front stage of our business. It's what the customer sees. But there's a whole backstage operation we need to build to make all of that magic happen. And that brings us to feasibility. In other words, can we actually pull this off? This whole section is about the backstage infrastructure you need to have in place to create and deliver that value proposition we talked about. Key activities are, well, exactly what they sound like. They're the most critical actions you have to perform to operate successfully. What are the absolute non-negotiable things you have to do day in and day out? For our plant subscription, this would be stuff like sourcing amazing plants from different nurseries, designing beautiful packaging that makes unboxing an experience, and of course, running our website and our social media marketing. You see, these aren't just little tasks. They are the core engine of the entire business. Then you have your key resources. These are the essential assets you need to perform those activities. This could be physical things, like a warehouse to pack the boxes. It could be intellectual, like your brand name, It could be human, like your expert plant curator. Or it could be financial, like the initial investment to get started. And remember, you don't have to do everything by yourself. That's where key partners come in. These are the external suppliers and collaborators that you rely on. For our plant business, this is huge. We're talking nurseries, shipping companies, maybe even a partnership with a popular interior design blogger. Okay, so we have a desirable product people want, and we have a feasible plan to build it. But will it survive? Can it stand on its own 2 feet? That brings us to our final and maybe most critical section, viability. Yep, we're talking about the money. First, let's talk about the fun part, all the money coming in. These are your revenue streams. This block asks a simple question. How will you generate cash from your customers? For our plant box, the main revenue stream is pretty obvious, right? A monthly subscription fee. But hey, maybe we could also sell individual pots or special gardening tools on our website as a second revenue stream. And, of course, the other side of the coin. To make money, you almost always have to spend money. That's your cost structure. So this describes all the costs you'll have to pay to run the business. A good way to think about it is to look at your key activities and key resources. What do they cost? This includes buying the plants, the boxes, paying for shipping, website hosting, marketing, salaries, the whole shebang. Your business is only viable if what's coming in is more than what's going out. So let's take a step back and zoom out. Let's look at the whole picture. What have we actually just created here? This is where you really see the magic of the canvas. It's not just 9 separate random boxes, it's a dynamic story. You can now clearly and concisely tell someone how you'll reach a specific customer segment with a compelling value proposition delivered through your channels, all supported by your key activities and partners, and how it all comes together to make a profit. It all connects. So if you're going to remember anything, remember this. The business model canvas is a visual blueprint, not a 50-page novel. It forces you to make that critical, all-important link between what customers want and what you provide. And maybe, most importantly, it's not set in stone. It's a living document that you can use to test your ideas and change things as you learn. It transforms what feels like a messy, complicated idea into a clear, actionable plan, all on a single page. It gives you a story, a powerful story to tell investors, partners, and even yourself. So the only question left really is, what story will your canvas tell?